Facebook groups are not a new feature. In fact, they were rolled out way back in 2010. Wow, that makes me feel old. But it almost feels like a new craze on Facebook with thousands and thousands of groups being created daily. But are Facebook groups still a good idea for your online fitness business? And how do you create one that explodes with growth and engagement and really propels your online fitness business to the moon? After helping hundreds of coaches optimize and scale their Facebook groups and even creating groups from 40 to 50,000 members, I want to pull back the curtain and show you why I think there's still a huge opportunity with Facebook groups to help you grow and scale your online fitness business. Let's dive straight in. In early 2018, Facebook really doubled down on community engagement and really put Facebook groups front and center on the platform. They pushed more notifications, they were showing up in your newsfeed, and they really applied more reach to Facebook groups. They even were running television ads to promote Facebook groups, and you may remember the famous Super Bowl ad.
Who'd you expect?
I don't know. Me? Okay, you're close enough.
That's why today Facebook groups occupy really a large role in the lives of Facebook users with over 1.4 billion active users in over 10 million groups. But most online fitness coaches are still not harnessing the power of Facebook groups and really optimizing them to help grow their online fitness business. And why is that? It's because Facebook groups are very different from any other Facebook tool. It's not just as simple as creating a group and users will flock to it. There are lots of other factors that come into play that help you grow a thriving community for your online fitness business. So let's unpack those factors. But a quick caveat before we unpack those factors: don't wait to start your group. Again, the time to start a group was yesterday, so take imperfect action and you can always optimize that group as you go. Before you even think about creating a group, you need to think about who your Facebook group is going to be for and why they're going to want to join. Yet again, it comes down to your niche, so you need a niche specific group. A generic group for, say, dads just isn't going to cut it because there's thousands of them. So think about how you can make your group different. What I would say is look at your competitors. So say you're looking at other dad groups, see how you can make it better, see how you can make it different, and see why people would want to join yours versus joining another one. And finally, think about what value you can provide in there that other groups might not be doing. Next, once you know who your group is for and you're confident on your niche, you need to name your group. But we don't want to just name it any old name. We want to really think about this one because first impressions count, and this can really help with the growth of your group. And a great way to name your group is really use your business name and then an emoji and then really a big promise of why people should join your group. For example, if I was going to create a Facebook group similar to my YouTube channel, I would name it Dave J. Crawford and then maybe an emoji and then helping fitness professionals grow with marketing. You see how I've used my name so they can search that name, but then I've also added that big promise of why people should join my group. So let's stay on branding for a second, and now that we've got the name of your Facebook group, we now need to think about the branding and specifically your cover photo. Again, as soon as people join, we want to make sure it looks as professional as possible, but also is branded correctly, and also again reminds them of why they should be in this group and what they're going to gain from it. It might sound super simple, but with a cover photo, it should be branded in your colors and also should include an image of you because you really want to show that you're the authority in this group so that it builds that know, like, and trust with you. It wants to include your name as well because again, whenever you post, we want to make sure that people pay attention because you're the authority in this group. The cover photo should also include important information. So let's say you either do a challenge or weekly lives. You want to make sure you include that information on there because that always stays the same, and when people see that, they may show up and watch that content. You might be thinking, well, how do I create an amazing and professional cover photo for free or without having to pay someone? And you can use a website called Canva.com. It's amazing to create graphics for your online fitness business, and you can just search for the templates and it will bring Facebook group templates up for you and you can just edit them for your online fitness business. Just make sure you get the dimensions right. So currently on Facebook, it's 1640 by 856 pixels. Again, what I'd say is don't get bogged down on creating this. You can always change it further down the line. So just get something up that looks professional and you may have to change it further down the line anyway. And a tip for you as you grow your group, you can actually change your Facebook group cover photo to really engage more people, because what tends to happen is when you change it, the whole group is notified. So let's say you're launching a Christmas challenge or a January challenge and you want to add that to your cover photo. What you can do is swap that cover photo out, and a lot of people in that group will either see it when it's changed, so they'll be notified, or when they join the group, they'll see that challenge and they'll want to know more information. Okay, so the setup of your group is quite important, and one thing we want to make sure we do is gate the community. And what that means is we want people to have to request to join. And the reason we do this is because we don't want to just let anyone in. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They get obsessed with the vanity metrics, so growing the biggest group. But actually you just want to get a very niche specific group, because you want to create a tight-knit community that you can help and serve, and not just have thousands and thousands of people in there that you can't really help. Remember, you're creating this group to really create value for your specific niche, and you want to create that tight-knit community, and potentially further down the line you want to be able to help those people with your paid programs. So again, you really want to tailor this group to your niche so that you can deliver that value, and then obviously further down the line you can help them. So be sure to create that closed group. Make sure that you only let people in that you think you can help with either your free services or your paid services. And one thing to remember, a bigger group isn't always a better group, because if you had 100 specific niche members that were all engaging and interacting, I'd way prefer that than 1,000 broad members with no engagement at all. And a bonus tip for you, if you are starting from scratch, I'd recommend creating one group where you add prospects in there and also your clients, because what you can do is create FOMO and really add in value for both prospects and clients, but then the prospects will question the work that you're doing with clients and may want to work with you in the future. Staying on topic of gating your community, we also want to utilize the Facebook group questions. And Facebook allows you to ask 3 group join questions, and we want to utilize these wisely. And I want to give you exact examples that we've tried and tested with hundreds and hundreds of groups, and these work really, really well. And the first question really should be niche specific, because again, we want to filter through and make sure that we're only accepting people that are in our niche. So if I was creating the first question for my group, I would potentially use something like, are you an online fitness coach who's looking to grow their online fitness business with marketing? Then you can use multiple choice, so yes or no. And if they say yes, obviously you can let them into your group. But guess what? If they say no, we're not going to let these people into my group, because I don't want to create a group that isn't niche specific. Now, the second question could be an email capture question. So we could offer a free resource like a lead magnet or a training, and then we could use automation to take that email, add them to your email provider and follow up with them. So we're building a list outside of Facebook as well. And again, if I was creating this for my group, I would say something like, I've created a free resource to help online fitness coaches grow their Facebook group in 30 days. Drop your email below and I'll send you over a copy. And the final question is what we call a reach out question. And this is where we ask them directly about what we offer and whether they would like us to reach out and have a conversation with them. And the reason we ask this question is because a select few people that are joining your group may be looking for a solution there and then, and maybe want to have a direct conversation with you about how you could help them. And if I was creating this question for, say, my Facebook group, it may say something as follows. I specialize in helping online fitness coaches grow with marketing. Would you like me to reach out through a private message and explain how this works? And they can just, again, click yes or no. And again, if they say yes, then you can directly reach out to them on Facebook Messenger. But if they say no, you can just bring them into the group anyway and potentially have a conversation with them further down the line. Finally, not everyone will answer your group join questions, and that's okay. There is a slight delay on the questions coming up, so it takes like 3 or 4 seconds. Sometimes people miss this, they click join and then they jump off the page. So if people don't answer your questions, you can still let them in. What I'd say is just canvass their profiles, check that they look potentially like they're in your niche, and then let them in and see how things go from there. So you've started letting people into your group, and this is where you want to start dropping a ton of value and really educating anyone that joins your group of why they should stick around and why they should engage. And this is where you can create something called a welcome post, and this is a great way to tag new users in the group. You can welcome them, and this really should be a video of you, because again, we want to build that know, like, and trust and build that authority. And in that video, you can welcome them, you can let them know what to expect from the group, why they should engage, and also give them some next steps of what they should do in your community. An example of this is maybe just introducing themselves in the group, telling them a little bit about themselves, or they could drop a word in the post below to really get hold of a free resource, one of your best resources, and then that could spark a conversation with them. Again, the first 24 to 48 hours count in your Facebook group and your community because you want to create a great first impression. And I know I keep saying it, but your group is really about value. You want to keep dropping as much value as possible so people remember your group and they come back and they want more. So to create a thriving online community, you really need to create good and valuable content, and the key word here is being consistent with it. The last thing you want to do is really let people into your group and start growing your group, and they join and it's like a graveyard. There's not been a post for months and nothing's really going on and there's no engagement. So I highly recommend, like you potentially do for your personal profile or your marketing in general, is really create a Facebook group content plan where you map out when you're going to do certain content and you stick to that cadence and you become consistent with it. This will really help engage and educate your community of when you're going to show up. So let's say every Wednesday you might do a live, and people will start to know, oh, Dave's going live every Wednesday, so I'm going to go into the group and watch it. Again, it's all about the value and building that know, like, and trust with that community. And a lot of marketers talk about this, but I'm a big advocate of giving your best resources away for free, because this creates curiosity and intrigue. Because if you're giving your best resources away for free, people are like, wow, he's giving this away for free. I wonder what his paid program is like. So create a content plan and play around with the different content types. So you want to do long form posts, you want to create videos, you want to do image posts, and also live. So again, play around with the different content types. And like I mentioned, give away your best resources for free, because that will really build a thriving community. Now, varying your content types and creating valuable content will definitely create engagement in your group, but you also need to poke the bear. When coming up with your marketing strategy and your content strategy, put your marketing hat on and think about how you can spark engagement and you can get people to like and comment without actually asking them to do it. Some examples of this are what we call two-step posts, and you may have seen these in the online fitness space, but it's something like, if I created a free training on how to grow your Facebook group in 30 days, would you want it? And then put an emoji pointing below. Obviously then people will engage and say yes, 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 and that really sparks your group and really creates more engagement on the post. Or for example, when you go live in your group and people are watching, make sure to call those members out. Ask them to post below or let them know how they're getting on. Ask open-ended questions so that sparks engagement on your lives, and you can follow up afterwards if needs be. Again, we always want to think about engagement because it's really the fuel to the Facebook algorithm. The more engagement you get, the more Facebook shows that post to more people, and that's true for groups as well. If you get a highly engaged post in a group, it goes to the top of the group, and as people join, more people will see it. So you really want to think about how you can be one with the Facebook algorithm and how you can really create that thriving community with engaged posts and content. And how you do that is really create valuable content that people want and people will comment and like on. This might sound super obvious, but we want to make sure that we're following up every day if we can in that community. We want to follow up with every comment and make sure we're engaging with our Facebook group. Because sometimes I think we forget, just because we're sat behind a computer, we're still all human. We want to have that relationship and have that conversation. So make sure you're showing up how you would show up in person. Show up the same in your Facebook group. You really want to build that relationship with your members and your community and interact with them. You really want to encourage other people to post and share and tell their stories. Make sure to tag people and interact and really build that thriving community where people want to come and hang out and talk to each other. And just as much as you want to show up every day, you also want to encourage your users to show up as well. And this can be really powerful because if you can create a tribe that shows up and answers questions for you as well, then you can really build that thriving community where people are like, wow, there's loads of like-minded people in here that want to help me as well. And if you get this right, I guarantee your group will explode and go to the moon. If you want to learn more about how to start, grow, and scale an online fitness business, then the next thing you want to do is check out the video I've got linked up here on software for online fitness professionals. In this video, I talk about the software that you potentially need in your online fitness business and also the software that you might not need. So be sure to check that out and I'll see you in the next video.